Oh, Martin, you don't like that Miles Teller. You don't like him.
You know, man, what's funny is that I got into an argument today with a guy at work who was telling me how nobody likes Miles Teller. And I was like, what are you talking about? Everybody I know. He's like, nah, man, everybody I know hates that guy. He's an asshole. I was like,
like he's met him before. Yeah, like some hearsay shit, man.
But this shit went on throughout the day, and even after work, we were talking about it.
You just keep coming by your desk. He ain't shit, by the way.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. He's an asshole. Like you met him before.
That movie would be much better if somebody else was in that starring role. I'm like, no, plus you haven't even seen it.
I know Martin was talking to the janitor today. Guy's an asshole, man. I heard. I read the internets. But here's the thing. I wouldn't blame a lot of people if they didn't like him. I mean, you know, he's had some missteps here and there, including Fantastic Four. When Fantastic Four came out, when he was Mr. Fantastic in it, not so Mr. Fantastic, people said, you know, his career is done. That boy finished. Please. That was such a big bomb.
Fantastic Four is one of those movies where everybody knew that you couldn't blame the people in it.
Yeah,
like they were being held hostage.
Oh yeah. But you know that didn't stop people saying, he done. And now everybody talking about maybe he's Oscar worthy. And the same people that say he fucked up, he finished, same one talking about, oh shit, I heard that boy something else. Like he gonna give you a job or something if he wins
like
Oscar.
He went from Whiplash, oh we love him, to Fantastic Four. Oh no, that dude's done.
Yeah.
Now he's back again.
Now some people still thinking like, what that boy do to be talking about an Academy Award? He ain't that talented. Yeah, but hey. They got this movie out there called Bleed for This. I'm gonna play y'all the trailer because they said that boy went in there. Not only did he act, but he transformed himself. One of those roles that you not only act for, but you get, you physically change for that. He had to buck up for this to play the boxer. What's his name? Vinny
Pazienza.
The Pasmanian devil, as they call him. Let's go ahead and take a look at this transformation they say that Miles Teller has made, and we'll tell you how we feel about that when we come back.
We are going to start the weigh-in.
Ash, answer the phone.
Hello.
Where's he at? Just hold him off. Tell him I'm coming.
He's on the bicycle.
No, dummy, is wait. What wait's he at?
Where you at, Vinny?
I'm coming.
He's coming.
Everybody.
Got a little surprise for you.
140 pounds even.
Tomorrow night, you gone.
I'm gonna rain on you like a thunderstorm. I feel like I should be on a box of Wheaties doing a Gatorade commercial. Jimmy!
Tasmanian devil is in Kent County Memorial Hospital tonight with a fractured neck.
If you let me do the fusion, I can guarantee you'll be able to walk again.
I need to be able to fight again.
Me.
And not fusing my neck.
With this severe of an injury, one bump, one fall, any kind of movement, and your spinal cord could sever.
It wasn't supposed to go like this.
Yeah, I know. We're not done here, Vinny. There's a whole world outside the ring.
I'm getting pretty sick of people talking about me like I'm dead. Kev, I'm gonna fight again.
No, you ain't, Vinny. Vinny, no. I mean, you still know how to give up.
No, I know exactly how to give up. You know what scares me, Kev? Is that it's easy.
Come on, this is insane.
This is bad, Angelo. You gotta do something.
I can't be part of you getting hurt no more.
I'm not done. All right, I got more in me.
Now go out there and show me how you do things. Show me how you live. Show me how you fight. Show me who you are.
frame's knocking me out over here. Hold on. Let me go ahead and see if I can just take it
Come
off.
back, Corey got a black eye.
I'm beat down. Teeth missing and shit.
Body blow, uppercut.
Holding my own belt.
Spinal.
yeah. What happened, Corey? I broke my back. I broke my ass. What do you mean you broke your ass? Anal. But you remember Mike Tyson said that?
No.
You know when Mike Tyson was when he got hit and he said I broke my back. And like, you broke your back? What you mean? Spinal. All right. I ain't gonna argue with you with Mike Tyson. Know how you still walking, but but for those who were watching this right here, watching this trailer, but for those who were only listening and you couldn't pick up too much from that, you couldn't see too much. This guy Vinny Pazienza. He's a interesting guy and a very inspirational story. I mean, this guy was stubborn. He wouldn't let science get his ass down because they told him he wasn't gonna walk. I mean, his spine was severed. I mean, they said they had to fuse it back together. They said he shouldn't be walking, but he's one of them Italians that's like, he ain't gonna tell me what I can do. Hey, they told him he'd never fight again, much less walk again. And he did a lot of things that surprised people. Moved up to 3 weight classes, one of only 2 fighters to do that in the world. I don't know if there's any, later, but at that time it was only one. Him and Roberto Duran, who he fought later on after his injury, which he received in a car wreck, like a devastating car wreck. Fought for 12 years after that injury. And it was so badass that in 2001 he said, "Shit, I'm just, I'm too cool to have a full name. I'm changing my name to just Pass."
Did he?
Yeah, and they let him. Yeah,
might as well.
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Even lost money in a Rhode Island bank scandal. And still, I mean, this guy had the worst luck, and then followed up by the best luck.
Yeah,
the guy was amazing. Now here's the thing about it. As far as the movie goes, it's a boxing film. And when you have a boxing film, come on, at this point we can say that we kind of seen it all. I mean, they follow the same pattern. It's the underdog story, the underdog who achieves. And, with this, it's kind of the same thing. It is a cliche boxing film. The underdog, the comeback, the alcoholic coach who finds a reason and the strength to come back, who was played by Aaron Eckhart.
They don't all have alcoholic coaches,
but a lot of them do. And it was so funny because they made Aaron Eckhart and they made him extra alcoholic.
Oh yeah,
like he was so alcoholic he looked homeless in his own home.
Don't you open that door? Get on the car, goddamn.
Yeah, police in front of him. Don't get in that car like, fuck it, I'm gonna drive drunk. Tell the police I'm driving drunk.
He got one on each side, like, we watching you, man.
I like how he hovered, like he might not open the door. He might.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't open the door. Don't touch the car.
Yeah. He's fuck
you.
Ain't
Click.
I'm an alcoholic. I do it in his home. He would pass out like he's just in the street on the corner.
Yeah.
Just find a place
He's in the middle of answering the phone and just pass.
Yeah. There's a couch right next to him. He decided to just lay down in the kitchen like he on a street corner and shit. He even had a cardboard sign in front of him and shit. A dog came up out of nowhere. I mean, they lay the cliches on thick in this, man. And that's the other thing about this. If you couldn't be more cliche, it's a boxing story.
He's on the bicycle.
Oh shit, with Italians in it. It's a boxing story with Italians, and they're just the Italians that you think they are. They're those New York Italians sitting around. I'm not being racist here. They sitting around a table, bad tracksuits on, eating spaghetti. Say, "Hey, go fuck yourself." Hey, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, God damn, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, what Rocky might as well just come on out and make a guest appearance in this right now. Hey, I heard y'all eating spaghetti now. It's almost cartoonish how cliche this could get. And I say might because as cliche as this movie is, for some reason, like Vinny, it perseveres, man. It works. If you ask me, it works. There's the performances. I mean, Miles Teller, initially, if you would have watched this and they didn't tell you anything, the hype going on about the movie, you didn't know anything about this guy, you would be looking at his portrayal of Vinny. You'd be saying, "Damn, man, this really is a stereotype that you're doing right here," because the real Vinny actually was a larger than life personality. Had confidence to spare.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the guy's one of the most confident people. Now, I just showed him right there, the real Vinny. And they did a great makeup job on Miles Teller, too. But the real Vinny, man, if you look at him, I mean, he was what you would think about a New York
Rhode Island here.
Rhode Island right here. Let's just say
They close enough.
They close enough. Yeah, Martin. They close enough. You know that. Hey, go fuck yourself, Martin. But the real Vinny was that guy. He was a larger than life guy. He was very, and he was. A lot of people would call him a braggart, but he always had something inspirational to tell other people.
Broke his neck, and he seemed washed up.
Dr. Carter had a tear in his eye. I could tell he felt for me. And he said, son, I'm sorry to say you're not going to box again. And I looked at him. I said, no, Dr. Carter, you're wrong. I am going to box again. I said, you don't understand what kind of man I am.
After months of rehab against doctor's orders, he got back in the ring.
And they told him, if you get back in the ring, you might die. You don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, if you sneeze too hard, your head might fly out.
Be like this from that point on.
And that head would still be saying, hey,
I can fight again.
No, I got
Pick me up, Paulie. I'm getting back in the ring.
Hey, body, go beat him up for me. Hey. It's this guy, man, he Miles Teller actually toned it down in a way for this film. And that's the thing about the movie, man. Miles Teller, everybody's talking about, because he really did transform himself. But everybody in this movie transformed themselves.
Yeah. More Transformers than a Michael Bay film.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I mean, everybody. Miles Teller was the one, he bulked up in muscle.
He bulked up in two different sizes. Because, when you see him at first, he's very lean and muscular, and then he goes up those two weight classes.
Yeah.
And you can see how much more muscle he packed
Gained
on
like
for.
25 pounds of muscle. You're like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he had the hard part in the movie. Aaron Eckhart, he had the easy part. He just got fat.
I just got to eat ice cream and pizza all the time.
Shit, Aaron Eckhart was walking by the gym with holding a bucket of fried chicken and shit.
Laughing at Miles.
Yeah, see on the set. Nom, nom, nom.
They shaved his head for it, too. The thing about Aaron Eckhart, though, he's an older guy who loved to keep in shape, because you saw him in his Sexy Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for him, it might have been fun to get that way, but the whole time he's probably thinking about what he has to do to get back to Sexy Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Being an older dude, it's going to be a lot harder for him.
Yeah, when you sitting at the bar and them hoes ain't talking to you. You looking like you 60 years old.
I was Two-Face. You ain't Two-Face.
Yeah. You two stomachs now.
Yeah, you two chins.
Two chins. Sitting at a bar looking like a 70-year-old divorcee and shit. But everybody, even character actors, smaller character actors in this movie, transform themselves to almost being unrecognizable. What's his name? Kieran Hines?
His father.
Kieran Hines,
His father in the movie. He did a great job. People don't even know what nationality this guy is anymore, because he's so many different things.
I've never seen him in something where he didn't have that thick Irish accent, and here's the first time.
Yeah, he plays up. I mean, he really does play up the whole Italian thing, and this guy's not even from America. It's funny because I look at him, and this is not the first time, but especially in this movie, I look at him and I can't help but see Sam the Eagle, man. That should be his next role right there, because he got that lip like him. Got a beak.
The eyebrows.
And the eyebrows. Got a beak for a mouth. But when you watch this, they look different. And I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not to physically transform yourself, but a lot of people can. You can transform yourself, but it's gonna be the character that you play that counts.
Sure.
And with Miles Teller, man, the time that sometimes I liked him, sometimes I didn't. He was in so many movies where he played the annoying sidekick, that annoying buddy, the smart ass.
Contractual obligation.
Yeah, but plus being typecast as that. And when I saw him in, one of the things I like about Whiplash is him.
Oh yeah.
He's the J.K. Simmons. He's the focus is on him because he has the more boisterous personality in the movie. But Miles Teller, man, you don't understand the intensity that he had. Like when he had that car wreck, like I'm showing the scene right now, where he had that car wreck, instead he was so obsessed with playing, and he came back and was trying to play with bleeding blood going into his eyes, cracked skull.
Somebody should splice this and Whiplash together. Like he gets in a car wreck and he's an amazing drummer.
Or he's getting slapped around by J.K. Simmons and he goes and bulks up like, I wish you would fucking hit me now. But he has an intensity in that movie, man, that I don't think a lot of people really gave him credit for. And he brings that intensity to this film right here. You need that intensity in order to see how driven this guy was, how stubborn and defiant that he is. And Aaron Eckhart, even though he has a slightly lesser role, both these guys, man, not only physically transform themselves, but they become other people.
Come on, you heard what the doctor said. You're risking your life here.
What life? Upstairs?
No, I can't do it. This is a Hail Mary at best.
No, it's not. It's a gamble. Yeah, I know that. But look, if there was a time to roll the dice, this is it.
I mean, you just don't know how to give up.
No, I do. Trust me, I do. I know exactly how to give up. You know what scares the out of me, Kev? Is that it's easy.
Something goes wrong, I'm involved. I couldn't live with that.
He's like, I tell you what, you give up food and I'll give this up right here. It's like, shit, that ain't happening.
Well, he's like, hey, man, if you're going to get hurt, it's not going to be on my watch.
Yeah.
Your family ain't blaming me.
And that's the thing with the movie. All these fighters, he almost just won by default because nobody would fight him. He almost kept his belt because everybody like, I ain't killing that motherfucker. I ain't catching the case over this dumbass right here. But you see how this is what this movie needs, or what people need from movies like this. Yeah, the boxing format or the boxing film, it's a formula. It's something that everybody has seen before, and you'll see again. You often wonder what it has new to offer. Sometimes you don't need something new to offer. You just give people what they want within that genre, within that format, within that formula. In these kind of movies, people, that's what they want. They want a winner, a story about a winner who goes down and has to come back. In that, they want this kind of acting right here. This is one of the things boxing movies actually give you with these people trying to actually make their comebacks. It gives you a very passionate performance out of people. And this is what audiences want, I think. What are you going to say, Mark?
They still have that classic hero's journey structure to them. It just happens to be boxing. It's easy for people to go like, oh, great, another boxing movie. But it's like saying, oh, another Western. It's just a genre, but you can still tell a different story. And a lot of times a boxing movie, it's about boxing, but it's also about something else.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of like, hey, look at this other thing that's right here in front of your face when you're not looking at the punching going on.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Some of y'all want to complain, oh, well, it's so predictable now. We've seen it before. But let a boxer lose at the end and see how mad you are. Or let him lose and not have that triumphant moment. Y'all know how mad y'all got at the wrestler when they find out. No spoilers right here. But people mad when they find out that Mickey Rourke might die.
They were mad?
Some people were mad about that.
I figured that was a logical conclusion.
No, some people wanted the Rocky of wrestling, and they were mad. I knew some people were mad. You can't let them go out like that. Yeah, they did. And look how mad you are now. Yeah, now you wish you had that boxing formula, don't you?
Didn't Rocky lose half his fights?
He did, but he didn't die. He always came back. And people knew there was going to be a part 2. Ain't going to be no Vinny part 2.
$1 million baby.
Oh, yeah.
No, some people mad about that, too. She
you're just making up people.
Shit up.
Some people mad. Man, she got beat by a stool, man. People are so mad at that stool.
Well, find that stool one of these days.
That stool can't do that to her. They're gonna make a movie with that stool, and people protested, man.
That was gonna be the rematch.
That's gonna be the rematch. Her head and the stool. but yeah, it's and there are things that they do in this movie. Look, it might be a formula, but there are some things that they do in this movie that really do separate it slightly from what we've seen before. Usually in a film, it's a boxer going up against another boxer, a bigger, better boxer that people don't think that they can need. Even if they do lose, they never thought that he could go toe to toe with that boxer all the way. Mm-hmm. That's what makes these boxers a winner even when they lose in these movies. But the extra added element here is that injury. That injury is something that just really throws this movie off from other films in the best way. That head brace,
the halo,
that halo is anything but a halo, because that's hell for that dude right there, man.
I think it's hell for anybody, but especially him.
Man, that halo it might as well be another boxer in the movie.
Yeah, right.
Because it was slowly knocking his ass out. Like the director of this movie is the guy who hadn't done a movie in a long time. I don't think this guy's done a movie since Boiler Room.
Oh, wow.
Years ago. Yeah, because he was gone, and people They didn't know that he was even coming out with another movie. People were like, where's this dude been? And he comes back and he knows how to control the audience. His script knows how to control the audience. Every time Miles Teller as Vinny moved with that halo on, because see, with in the accident, in order for they could fuse his spine back together, and they said that will guarantee that you won't box again. But we could go with another not so sure procedure, which is putting this halo on you, this brace. You'll be able to walk, and even then it's iffy if you'll be able to fight again. But it's a very painful process by it's a brace with pretty much a headband that has to be screwed to your skull. And
it's the main thing when they say, like, and if you have a fall, it's gonna sever your spine and you're just gonna be paralyzed.
Yeah, and
every time he's walking with that thing, you just feel a little bit nervous.
Even when you see him get out of a car,
the whole time
you're like, they pop.
every time he got out of a car, you could hear the whole audience go,
yeah.
One bump, one fall.
Oh, I mean, it's just a tap. And everybody like, oh, shit.
My toes curled up. I'm like, oh,
I know.
God.
Every time he did the limbo, people were like, oh, shit. It was so suspenseful just watching him walk with that thing on. And it was almost as if the movie anticipated that was going to get a huge reaction from the audience.
No, they knew.
because this fool, I mean, that halo, that head brace and Vinny were made for each other, man. Because both of them stubborn as fuck.
True.
I mean, like that. There's a scene in here where they go through the procedure to take the halo off. That halo don't want to leave.
Nah.
They pretty much the way that halo sees it. We married, you know.
Yeah.
You ain't leaving me.
And I love the way the doctor explained it. He's like, it's been in there so long. It's like you put this in here and put super glue on it into your skull. It's like, holy shit.
And it's calcified. It's fused
right.
with
Yeah,
your
like the
skull.
bones are growing over it.
Yeah.
And Benny said, just to prove he a man, he liked to say, I ain't done no drugs. The guy actually has some alcohol-related incidents.
Well, plus they had to sedate him when he first went in from the car wreck. So him like, I ain't never done drugs in my life. Well, you have. Maybe not voluntarily.
You didn't know.
Yeah, shut the fuck. He trying to say. Vinny went in and tried to tell the doctor. He's like, hey, I don't drink. I ain't done drugs. I never did a bump. I never did a snort. I never did a puff. I ain't doing it now. Just take this shot. He's just trying to be tough. That's all it is. And find out how. It's so funny because you found out how bad that shit hurts. But it was too late. you know, you can't punk out now.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Holy shit, Dad, you're going the wrong way.
I'm not Vinny.
It's like, what the fuck you think, man? You thought they were just gonna slide it out?
But that thing was painful and funny at the same time.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's hilarious.
It sure feels like it's going a little deeper.
What do you say we give you a sedative?
No, I'm good. Come on. I'm good.
No!
I like the doctor's reaction. He's like, I know this hurts, but you asked for this.
I know.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Stop it. No, keep going.
Throughout the whole movie, I was like, man, this guy's a true inspiration. But right here, you stupid. You're the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen, man. You know, but it's
Hey, worked.
Yeah.
after he broke that chair.
Whoa.
It was hurting so bad, he just tore the arms off the chair. The chair was like, what'd I do? But it was, it's, man, I tell you, this movie, it works on a lot of levels within, yes, a cliched story, a cliched formula and format, but at the same time, it knows how to do things to separate itself from those other formulas, or to do it that much better by sometimes doing it with less. Because in a lot of boxing movies, the things we always say is that, man, but you know, even the movie's not that good. Say, but those boxing scenes, though. I think we said that about Southpaw. It's like, all right, you know, if nothing else, we got maybe a couple of good boxing scenes. The boxing scenes, they're not very flashy here. The boxing scenes, I mean, maybe in my opinion, they don't seem like they're all that flashy. There's nothing about them that is going in and trying to highlight the boxing. But the thing about it is the editing on them is so well done that it gives the movie an energy, and also hits some real dramatic beats as they do kind of flashbacks with the boxing. So while they're not going in there and try to do a boxing scene like they did in Creed with one shot, or they're pumping up the sound, they're pumping up the blood and gore. It's just, it feels very low key and it feels real, and they just know how to pace it very well.
Well, Creed was all about that. Creed himself trying to triumph over this enemy, and the boxing was supposed to be super exciting and the back and forth and get your blood pumping.
Yeah.
And here, it's not as much of that kind of focus. It's lower level, so you don't have that same kind of choreography. But at the same time, you get to see how Vinny was this boxer. He was actually kind of shitty at first.
Yeah, he was. Talk shit too.
He talked shit. And he was a punching bag. So it was important to see him come back, but not in a way that was so overly dramatic, like Aaron Eckhart gave him a super pill or something.
Yeah,
it's like he's got better skills. He's been a little bit smarter, but he's still getting his ass kicked a lot.
And the funny thing is, before the night of a fight, he didn't. The reason he was shitty is it's his fault. Like, he would go out and party and gamble.
Yeah,
wouldn't get the proper rest that he needed, and it was, it was amazing that he would get as far as he would.
Well, one of the things about the boxing in here, there was really two scenes that stuck out for me, or two moments, I guess. There was one where they just cut out the sound, and all you heard was the punches, and I was like, oh, like the whole theater was like, shit. And then there was a moment where the other thing I feel like adds more, gravity to the situation is you feel like any hit, it could be a small tap. He may even block, could just end his life or just paralyze him. So there's that extra level of, okay, I don't know how you're going to come out of this. Like with Creed and all those other movies, you're like, all right, at the end of the day, even if you lose, you still got your health and your family and everything.
Yeah.
But this dude could lose it all.
Yeah, and he could lose it all, not in the fight, but just by simply tripping and falling, hitting a door or something. It's it's a movie that I think works in another way where it people like these films because they seem very blue collar, so therefore it seems like they're more relatable to people. People in that position feel like, hey, after I see a movie, I feel like I can rule the world too. And a week later, you find out you can't, but still it gives you hope for a little while.
But for that week though,
man.
He only ruled it for a couple of months at a time.
Yeah, your ass at home doing crunches and push-ups and shit, and then by Friday, like, yeah, fuck this shit, I'm a loser. But the reason why these movies make you feel that way because they always work within these blue collar formats, man, or blue collar environments. The urban, almost urban decay areas. These movies again, they're handheld. They're not afraid to show you the trashy parts of even the lower middle class, and that movie plays up the low key parts of this. I mean, again, even the cinematography, there's nothing very flashy going on. They really do want this to seem like, and it makes it seem like it's more real. If anybody remembers The Boxer.
The Fighter.
The Fighter.
Because I kept thinking about that movie watching this too.
Yeah, The Fighter, David O. Russell, because that's a movie where they play up the family in this, and they show the family they ain't got no class.
Right.
they ain't even trying to hide it. And it's it's the same way here. It's a very, 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 very down to earth feel to it, which makes it something that makes it seem real. So movie succeeds on a lot of levels for me.
I feel like one of the ways it kind of triumphs coming out of that same old template for boxing movies is that, I mean, obviously you're going to hear from everybody. The actors were great. Miles Teller transformed his body. I think Aaron Eckhart stole the show from everybody for me.
Yeah.
And even Katie Siegel and Kieran, whatever his name is.
Kieran Hines.
Yeah, he did an amazing job. You're going to hear amazing things about the actors, but even the direction and I feel like the cinematography in this was great, because I feel like one of the things that really draws you into the movie is almost everything outside of the gym and being in the boxing ring is in close quarters. When they're training, they're in a small basement. When they're in at the kitchen table and they're all talking, it's a really small kitchen. You showed them in the bathtub, it's a small bathroom.
Yeah.
So everything's really intimate. So when you're there, you feel like you're in that moment with them.
That shit is intimate, man. Because even the houses, those homes, it's those that working class home that's just cluttered with shit.
Yeah, there's just junk everywhere.
Just junk.
and I feel like they did a good job of avoiding that flash. Like if this would have been any other boxing movie or any other movie period, with that car crash, it would have been inside of it. You see them spinning around and it's been really dramatic.
You're so right. They didn't go overboard with that.
Yeah, with that is just hit. You saw what happens, and we're moving on to the next thing. And that's something I really appreciated about this movie.
And that car crash when it happened, man, it looked. Again, that felt real because they showed you the point of view of the car before it hit.
Yeah.
I love that shot because it's overhead and it's traveling. You see it happen, and then the crash happens and the camera just keeps going like, ooh, I'm not even gonna go back and look at that. Like, oh, that was bad. Y'all don't need to see that.
Can we cut to the next scene, please?
Mar, what's up?
You guys have covered so much. You're right. It's like I don't even see it as a cliche film because it's based on a true story to the point that they're very good about subtly cutting in real footage, just showing you glimpses of the real Vinny here and there, and you see how much him and Miles Teller favor each other, or at least how far Miles Teller went to really become that guy and make it real. And you can read up on it and see how much of this happened. So if you're going to tell this story, you got to do it right. I think so much of it works, and even in places where you think it won't, it does. My favorite thing about it is all the characters, everybody in the family, the actors themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it would have been so easy for them to just tip over into being cartoon characters with all the accents, but it's the actors and the writing. And for a movie about tragedy and triumph, there's so much humor in it. It keeps it at such a light tone, but it does have its emotional moments here and there. I mean, there's a point when Vinny mentions, kind of brushes around suicide, and you don't even think of it till he says that, and it's like, whoa, man, that's heavy.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, you can watch these movies where they have a training montage. There are these training montages, and you up here, you're cheering this guy on. And they told this guy so many times, like, I mean, his closest friends were saying, you ain't fighting again. Vinny, just accept it, man. Look, we having a party tonight. Enjoy, eat your cake and shut the fuck up,
Yeah, when we going to train again?
And to see this guy, and you want him to prove everybody wrong, but you keep seeing, this is where the training montage comes up. We're like, oh yeah, Vinny gonna show him, but the whole time you're nervous because Vinny, if you train too hard, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So those training montages do not feel good. They feel painful.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is with those montages, with most movies they'll have like Eye of the Tiger or someone inspirational in the background. This is just like, all right, here's some exposition from, like you said, cutting in newsreels and other stories.
Or playing music from the radio.
Yeah.
There's not too much music. There's a slight sound or score here, but most of it is just music playing from the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Some old, Goomba, actually, Italian rock music that they listen to.
Yeah.
So it's, only thing I could say that's probably bad about this movie, and when I say bad, that's relative. I didn't even read up on the guy, but it's possible that maybe you feel like it's one of those films where they're championing this guy maybe too much and leaving out the things that could have made him more fleshed out and feel even more human. I mean, he's just a braggart, got a big personality, and he's slacks off just a tad bit sometimes when he should be training better and getting rest. But I read on Wikipedia today, and they didn't go into details. They just said that he does have somewhat of a criminal record, where they said, for alcohol-related things and domestic abuse. And if that's true, now I don't know. I don't even know to what degree, but
he wasn't beating anybody while he was wearing a halo.
Yeah, I know, right?
and that's more than half the movie.
Oh, but when this comes off, I'm gonna give you a fresh one. You better hope this thing stays on. But it's if that is true, then it seems like, okay, you omitted some things that could have made this a more fleshed out story. I like it better when we have heroes in the movie and you're rooting for them, but you feel kind of bad for rooting for them because you know that they did something foul, but you realize that they're human too, and that could have made him a little more human in the film. But that's something I don't even know about. I didn't read about these crimes or this record, so I can't really say. I'm just saying if people know more about this guy, maybe, just maybe, you'll look at it and be like, yeah, that guy was an asshole in real life. So
I don't know.
Look,
you're telling a story. You got to stay on target.
Yeah, and you know what? And the movie's already like 2 hours long, so. Outside of that right there complaint, maybe I would say the only thing I can say is just, hey, it might be too formulaic for some people. That's not necessarily a bad thing because I think, again, this is not a formula. This is a genre now, as Martin said. I give it a full price. I enjoyed this very much. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Same here. Ding, ding.
I thought you were about to knock me out.
He Superman punched across the table. I don't know what was happening.
I came to this expecting to like it, and I'd heard an interview with the director where he talked about, like, I shaved down Aaron Eckhart and got him to gain 40 pounds of fat. And so I knew that going in, and I still didn't recognize him until like his second or third scene. I was like, oh shit, that's him.
A lot of people say, that Aaron Eckhart in this. I mean, they always use that word when somebody changes, physically, where they gain weight or muscle up, people always say he's unrecognizable, and that's just become a cliche word itself. But no, that you don't know who that is.
Yeah.
People looking at the screen. Is that my Uncle Larry up there?
Even the guy that was playing like the big mafioso, the promoter guy,
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, like I didn't recognize him until it got
That was him?
Yeah.
Unrecognizable.
I was like, wait, is that maybe? I don't know. Okay, and I look it up. I'm like, holy shit, it is him.
I didn't recognize him. He looked like just an old dude, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and changed his personality completely. So what do you give it, man?
I agree 100% with both of you. It's a full price movie. I feel like it did have the potential to fall into those pitfalls and pratfalls of being another boxing movie. You're just like, all right, we're gonna get to the story and see, get to the end and we have this fun little match. But I feel like, especially when you said you wanted to see more of his darker side or more of that, I feel like there wasn't any fat to trim here, and I feel like if they would have added that, I would have been like, all right, you need to cut that. But I feel like with this, they kept the movie nice, tight. The characters are all amazing. The direction and, like I said, the cinematography and like Martin said, the writing is fantastic. So yeah, enthusiastic, full price.
Full price. Yeah, like I said, give the movie a chance if you think you've seen it all. Somehow they find a way to just add elements in here that separates it from other stories.
Yeah,
and that is truly the case here. Like I said, I wish they make a movie about that head brace. Where he went on after he lost Benny.
The magic halo that moves on to the next person and inspires him to do.
Want to see what his fight was next. I don't have Benny anymore. I got no life. Hey, go fuck yourself.
Now go out there and show me how you do things. Show me how you live. Show me how you fight. Show me who you are.